What's up, guys? Yeah, we were supposed to go on at 8. I had a little technical difficulty, so we're a little bit late.
Me
But
too.
yeah, so we got all the gremlins out.
I hope
Uh,
so. I hope
hopefully,
so.
hopefully that'll be the only thing we do on the fly. Back again tonight, and with me tonight, making his first appearance in a long time up here. And I think he's been this is his third appearance on the show. We're having a special Sunday night live, not Saturday night live, but Sunday night live edition of
Sunday
On the
night.
Fly with my good friend Mr. Joe Decker. What's up, Joe?
Not much, Stevie. How are you? How are you? How's things?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Cool.
Had a long work day today, but I got tomorrow off, so perfect night to. I know everybody's got. Well, tomorrow's Monday, but guess what? For me, Mondays are good for me because I'm like I'm off
Saturday.
on.
It's Saturday. That's nice. Yeah.
But you guys are off like Saturday and Sundays. And I'm sitting there going, I gotta go to work. I gotta go
Yeah.
to work. Not every Sunday, but you know. But tonight, everybody, no secret here that my favorite band of all time is Kiss. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty positive Joe is if it's not his favorite, it's one of his favorites of all time. And
Definitely.
tonight we will be doing our album review. We haven't done an album review in a while, but we're doing an album review of Ace Frehley's newest release, 10,000 Volts. And it's something, I've been looking forward to. And I know me and Joe have talked back and forth about it for a while. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, just what we think of it. But you're gonna hear us go through each song, talk a little bit about each song and what we think of. First of all, you know, I don't even know if we talked to you about your Kiss fandom yet. I think because we did the Eagles episode and we did a wrestling episode. So
Yep.
let's hear about how you got into Kiss.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I got into Kiss at a very, very young age. I remember it very well. I was probably 7 years old, and I was living in Pennsylvania, and I'd heard of Kiss. Like I was more of like we talked before. I was more into like the Jackson Five, and believe it
Yeah.
or not, the Osmonds and
Nothing
the
one
Bay
that
City Rollers.
Hey,
Uh,
look, I
yeah,
have
exactly. SAT.
I have Bay City Rollers vinyl from back when I was a kid in here.
I got to find some vinyl from Bay City Rollers. That's gonna be my next looking on Discogs. But I remember watching TV one night, and I guess Kiss was coming to the area where I lived, and there was a commercial on TV that was showing the band, and all the crazy stuff that went on with it. And I can picture vividly Gene Simmons standing there, blood pouring out of his mouth, just insanity, being like, "What is this band?" And then begging my mom to go to a record store and pick up an album for me. And the first album she got for me was Hotter Than Hell. That was the first album I ever got, and then
Wow.
from there, it just went on. And then, how it was as kids, Kiss were like superheroes with guitars. I mean, they all had a character identity. The marketing was absolutely genius. And I'm sure like every other kid at that time, we have my friends over and we doing Kiss concerts in the living room, jumping off the couches, playing guitars, fighting over
Definitely.
who's going to be Ace Frehley, who's going to be Peter Chris, all that good stuff. So yeah, I've been a fan of Kiss for almost as long as I've been alive. So yeah, just definitely, in my top three favorite bands, along with the Eagles and probably like Iron Maiden, bands like that. But Kiss will always have a special place in my heart just because of the young age I discovered them and just how I just grew up with them. So, they're just going to be always a part of my life.
Yeah, definitely same here. I got into them at 5 years old. Um, my cousin decided to show me the cover Destroyer, and I was
Mm-hmm.
just like in awe of that. I mean, and just like you said, they were superheroes. I mean, they looked like you'd never really seen. I mean, Alice Cooper to some point, but they took it to the next level. I know you've heard that said a million times. They took it to the next level with the makeup, with the special effects, and
Mm-hmm.
then I mean, when they as a kid, it it fit right up my alley. The sight of them got me first. The
Yeah.
sight of them on that cover, I was like, "Holy crap!" And it was kind of scary too, looking at Gene and stuff like that. But then when he played Detroit Rock City, and I was like, "Okay," the look got me, but the music kept me coming back.
Absolutely.
Because every look, and my parents were just as supportive of it. Uh, just like you said, your mom got you hotter than hell. I mean, every year I have pictures at Christmas and Easter. Easter one year I got the Elder on vinyl. I
Oh my
mean,
God.
yeah, Easter Bunny left me a lot of people say Easter Bunny took a crap on your Easter with that, but
You really agree with that album? That's the worst. Yeah, but
yeah,
arguably, but
I
yeah.
don't mind the Elder. I don't mind the Elder. It's still got some good songs. I tell you what, you take a couple of songs off the Elder, mainly Just a Boy and
Mm-hmm.
Odyssey. You take those two off,
Mm-hmm.
you got a good rock album.
I
Those
agree.
two,
Over the years, it's grown on me. Definitely, it's definitely But when it first came out as a kid, hearing that, you're like, "What the fuck is this?" It's just it's just brutal.
as a kid, when I saw when it the first, I'll tell you the first reaction I got from it was the cover not having a picture of the band on it. The cover's got the hand
Horrendous.
on,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was the first time in a long time you hadn't seen really a picture of the band. And then when it said, you know, I was probably 8 or 9. When it said music from the Elder, I was like, we'd already been seeing the Phantom of the Park. I was like, they're doing this is going to be a freaking movie,
Right.
and which never come to mind. Which I still think somebody out there should some rich Kiss fan should fund a Elder movie, but just to see what that would be like. That would be like Phantom of the Park Part Two, but yeah, I've stuck with them, and I had my cousins and my brother, they were all Kiss fans when we were kids, but I think I'm about the only one that stuck with it like a diehard. My brother, would still listen to him, and he went to some of the reunion tour concerts. But I'm really the only one, and around here, it's not a lot. It's not a big Kiss fan haven around here. So getting to talk to people like me and Joe struck up a friendship talking about Kiss. Of course, me and Warden, several others I've had on the show, I have struck up a friendship over Kiss, and you get to talk about the best band in the world with some great guys, and just like tonight, who would ever thought you'd be talking about Ace Frehley doing another solo album?
In
Um,
2024, in 2024,
yes,
this guy's still putting out music. It's just incredible.
and no, I'm not going to give it away yet,
No.
but he's still and listen to the interviews. I guess Origins 3 is next, where he
Hmm.
does some cover songs, and maybe he'll pick some good cover songs and do a little bit. I wasn't some of the stuff on the first two Origin albums were kind of painful, but I want to ask you this. Okay, Steve Brown, who
Hmm.
was famous for being in the band Trickster, he really took a big role in getting Ace to do this album. I mean, a lot of the songwriting, the mixing, producing. I think this guy has been so good for Ace because he keeps it in the interviews. He's with him. He's kind of like okay, this is what reminding Ace, because I think Ace has forgot a lot of stuff that's gone on, but he seems to be a good influence on Ace. And judging from what we say on this about this album, he could be a really good sidekick for Ace and help him with new music like this. What do you think?
I think you're exactly right. And I should mention that my background is space in tribute to Space Ace for tonight. It's kind of blurry, but it's kind of cool in there. But no, I think Steve has been kind of like a handler for Ace almost.
Yeah.
We all saw some pretty wretched videos over the last couple of years of
Oh
some
yeah.
pretty piss poor performances from live stuff, and then just some embarrassing interviews. And I think for Steve, which is kind of unusual because he's much younger, to kind of like take him under his wing, sort of, and help him to put out this, this kick-ass album. And how cool is it for Steve? To
Oh
be
yeah.
Steve's probably about my age, been about a lifelong Kiss fan, and gets to go work with one of his heroes. Like, I can't even fathom how amazing that would have been to get to go play with someone that you idolized as a kid growing up. I mean, he must have been just like, just bursting at the seams. And it's kind of cool because where I live, these guys are like right in my backyard. As far as, I'm not going to tell you the town they live in because I don't want everybody flying to Ace's house, but I know where he's at. Like, he's probably 5 miles from my house. And from what they're talking, I guess Steve lives up here now, and Anton Fig lives up here someplace now, and they recorded the whole thing. And I don't know if you saw some of that stuff Joey was posting, or maybe Steve was posting, the behind the scenes of the recording.
Yeah.
Joey's on a drum kit with a washing machine right next to him.
He's in a laundry room.
In a laundry room, and it's amazing the technology and what you can pull off now with a computer and a soundboard. But I think Steve's done a great job. I mean, they're doing the rounds. Whoever is marketing this is marketing it brilliantly. I mean, Ace has done the rounds. I've heard him on so many shows between, Eddie Trunk. He was on Chris Jericho's show. That was a really cool interview, up into, the Shout It Out Loudcast guys a few weeks ago. And that interview was a lot of fun. I listened to it twice. I was cracking up. And there were so many great stories on there that was just really funny. And then the Vinny stories were hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I was dying. And have you seen the vinyl? I mean, I've never seen so many vinyl releases. I've got a little bit of a problem.
How many variants? Good Lord.
How many variants? Like, I have somewhat of a vinyl addiction, sad to say, So when I saw that, I'm like, I want the red one, I want the green one, I want the splatter, I want the yellow. I haven't gotten any of them yet, so I'm waiting. I guess the splatter one is sold out everywhere, so I'm waiting for that one to come back around so I can pick it up. But my expectation for this thing was not what it is now. It was not what my reality now, But to answer your question, I think Steve's been great for him. I mean, Ace seems to be in really good spirits. He's the funny, lovable guy that we've all enjoyed for how many years.
Oh God,
he's not like that cranky guy that was like, miserable and just talking shit about Paul and Gene all the time and acting kind of bitter. Now he's just doing his thing and he seems really happy. I mean, the dude's in his 70s and he acts like he's a teenager. So I think it's been great for him.
Yeah, we got a comment from a Facebook user. Ace escaped the shed. This is a Shout It Out Loud cast.
Absolutely.
I don't know who you are, Facebook user. Identify yourself.
Right.
Escape the shed.
Escape the shed. He did. He
definitely did, because this we'll get into this, but 10,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up my. It's Warden. Okay, no.
Okay.
Released on February 23rd. The cover art is great. Ace up there it looks like he's being attacked by UFOs while he's playing his guitar. It's cool.
Absolutely perfect. It encapsulates everything. Let me pull it up real quick too. It encapsulates everything he is in one picture.
Yeah.
And I think it's done really well. Like, this could have looked super cheesy if it wasn't done the right way. I love it. I think it's a beautiful cover. I love the colors, the spaceships that go along with it. The classic, Sunburst Les Paul that we've all, that we've all seen Ace be playing for years. The lightning bolts, the UFOs, the whole space thing. I love the guitar strap with the lightning bolt. It's perfect. It's a really, really well done cover. I think it's great.
Yeah, and people have talked about, oh, well, he's going to do the whole. He's 10,000 volts. He's doing the whole shock me thing. But that's what I mean. When you hear Ace Frehley's name, that automatically if you're a Kiss fan, you're going to go to Shock Me. You're going to think, yeah, that's the guy that played Shock Me. He's feeding off what he was best for. And Space Ace. I mean, he's always been fascinated. He's always said it since the Tom Snyder shows talking about he was fascinated with outer space and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, I mean, guys, get over Torpedo Girl sucks, Warden. I'm sorry, Torpedo Girl sucks.
Torpedo Girl horrendous, but no, you're exactly right. I mean, and you think about Ace Frehley, you know, your brain automatically goes to a couple of different things. It goes to, okay, Space Ace, first of all, he created that character.
Yeah,
And you think about the first song that he sang on a Kiss record, you know, Right to Shock Me, and the story behind that song with him almost being electrocuted on stage. So it just all fits in. So I don't really fault the man for playing off his trademark for the last, 40 years. That's what he's known for. So
yeah.
I would play that up as far as I possibly can and ride it out for the rest of my career.
So let's get right into it, and let's
Okay.
start off with there was 11 songs,
11 songs.
and none of these. The thing, you know, and maybe it's just me. A lot of times, if a song goes like one of these 6-7 minute songs, I
Yeah.
lose focus on it.
Yes.
All these songs were none. Let's see, 4 minutes and 30 seconds was the longest song up here,
Mm-hmm.
and that was perfect for me.
Yeah.
So, and let's start off with the title track, 10,000 volts. Let's
Okay.
get your thoughts on 10,000 volts.
Okay, you're going to hear me probably repeating a lot of the same things over and over again because I think the formulas for writing these songs, I think Steve Brown is like a genius 80s sounding hard rock writer. You know, he has the formula down that's just perfect, you know. So again, a lot of the comments that I have are going to be very similar. First single, and I'll tell you when this song first came out, when I first heard this album was coming out, I thought it was going to be a joke. Honestly, I thought it was
Yeah,
going to be. I really did.
I'll tell you honest God truth, not to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
I honestly thought this was going to be another Space Invader, another
Yeah.
Spaceman, something like that. Because I'm gonna tell you, those, gosh, here and there, maybe a few songs here and there from him on some of those albums he's done since Trouble Walking. I have liked, but these albums have not been good to me. And I was
No.
going into it. My expectations were not high. I'll put it that
Mine
way.
were not either, especially the way that he was kind of hyping it up a little bit beforehand, being like, "This is gonna be my best record since the solo album.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put Paul and Gene to shame." I mean, and sometimes, you know, think about all the negative publicity that was being about Ace before this
Oh
came
yeah.
out. You know, it was almost calculated because there was so much hype around that, and everyone was talking about the album before it even came out. So then when it dropped, it went insane. But okay, so back to the opening song, the title track of the song. I heard it first on a local Jersey station here, and I didn't know what it was. You know, when the guitar comes in, I thought, wow,
Oh yeah.
this is a really catchy opening guitar riff, and then the vocal is, you cannot not recognize that vocal. And I'm listening like, wait a minute, is that Ace Frehley? You know, and it was. But for this song, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a perfect opening track. I think it's got the perfect formula for being a great song between, a heavy guitar intro. It's got some cool lyrics to it.
Yeah.
The pre-chorus is catchy as hell. You find yourself just singing this song over and over and over again in your head. Great, great, great chorus. I love the how he talks about, all the lightning bolt things with the whole voltage thing. Just the whole shock me. It's just,
Yeah.
that's the whole story. Kick-ass guitar solo. I mean, really, really smoking guitar solo. I did enjoy the video. It's a performance video. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it's an amazing opening song. I love the lead guitar outro to the song. I think it's a killer opening track, and this kind of sets the tone for me for the rest of the album.
Yeah, I don't think you could have started the album off any better.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
it that like I said, it sounds like an old school Ace. It sounds like
Yeah.
Ace when maybe from the solo records like the Frehley's Common and Trouble Walking, sounds
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing like we said, the whole space thing feels like I was in space and the power. I've known for power embrace. Don't know what that means, But I like the intro. Like I said, when you hear that intro, that catches your ear right away.
Yeah.
And the tempo was great. Um, the music on this whole album, you're going to hear me talk about. There's not one song up here where I'm like, "Gosh, this music sounds terrible." I mean,
Yeah.
and Ace's vocals at times. Yeah, I mean, this has been since he started with Kiss. His vocals are not the greatest in the world, but his vocals fit the song, and that's what you're going to find out a lot on this album. On the bridge, when he doesn't say her, he says huh, huh,
That
over and over.
accent, that
Huh.
New York accent, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you said, killer, killer guitar solo for right from
Killer.
the start. I mean, it is
Killer.
freaking awesome.
Killer.
And then you talk about the whole 10,000 volts, and it's a throwback, to Shock Me, of course. And Ace is, like I said, when I heard this the first time, I was like, okay, maybe this is gonna be something to it. This is gonna have something to it. If it starts off
Mm-hmm.
good. So yeah, 10,000 votes, great way to start off the album. We got another comment here. One of my old football rivals, Ashley Taylor. We used to knock heads back in the day. Came into the store today. Yeah, good to see you today. I've been listening to Black Sabbath all day, working on me chicken coop.
That's
So
not a
yeah,
bad thing. Not a bad thing.
no,
Dio Sabbath or Ozzy Sabbath? I have to know.
yeah,
Dio,
Ashley, are you a Ozzy Sabbath guy or a Dio Sabbath guy?
because I'm a Dio Sabbath guy
I'm
all
a
day long.
I'm a Ozzy guy.
Are you
Uh,
really? Oh
yeah.
gosh, I
I
can't
see.
take it. I can't take
I
it.
Yeah, people talk about the tone of Ozzy's voice. It sounds like he's whining and stuff like that. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I love Ozzy's voice. I mean,
I
it's
do too on his solo stuff. I love it a lot.
and now I will tell you this, and I can't remember if I can go back and look at my records. I just listened to one of the last Sabbath albums he did.
Mm-hmm.
Never Say Die.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
That was different.
Very
You go
different.
from Paranoid.
Yeah.
Listen to Paranoid. You try to listen to Paranoid and then listen to Never Say Die, and I was like, "What in the world is this?"
It's
I was
almost
shocked.
catchy. It's almost
Yeah,
catchy. The song, Never Say Die song. Yeah, it's catchy
yeah, it is. But
for Ozzy.
now that we're breaking
Now that
up,
we segued into Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne,
appreciate it, Ashley. Number two, the second one. Let's see what you got to say about Walking on the Moon.
okay, so you mentioned something a minute ago as far as Ace goes. Okay, what I learned quickly with this album is you gotta kind of get past the vocals a little bit. Okay,
Yeah,
you gotta just let the vocals be what they are, and if you can't get past that, you're not going to listen to this album. You got to just get past it. And you mentioned as well the production. The production is off the hook.
oh yeah,
Amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. The crunch of these guitars in this album and everything is just balanced and mixed so perfectly. Like I'm blown away by it. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. Now, Walking on the Moon, yeah, I think it's got another amazing opening guitar riff to start the song. Very, very cool. Again, catchy chorus. I like some of the Ace ad libs on the vocals. Like he's like, walking on the moon. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It kind of reminded me. I'm sure Ace didn't cop this, but maybe Steve did. I hear a little bit of Rat in this song. I hear a little bit of Way Cool Jr. in this song. A little bit.
I can see that.
A little bit. So I'm listening. I'm thinking, wait a minute, where am I hearing that twangy guitar from? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of Way Cool Jr.-esque a little bit, which may be sacrilegious to a lot of the Rat fans out there, but it kind of sounds like it. But again, when you got Steve Brown, an 80s, rock guy, hair band guy, that he probably draws from a lot of that stuff, I think it's another great bridge. I love, again, the songwriting formula is just perfect. Another kick-ass guitar solo, another nice outro lead over the chorus. Very cool song. I think it's a great second song. I mean, it segued from the first song right into this one, I think, very, very well.
Yeah, I'm like you. the intro, the heavy intro when it comes in,
Mhm.
and that I mean that's one of the things I'll say about this album. The intros, you want something that, especially with a rock album, you want an intro that catches your ear,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy crap, okay, I got to hear the rest of this, and just about every song up here is that. One of the lyrics in here, it kind of makes me wonder. You fill my every void. You're not just another toy. Uh, yeah, and I'm loving. I'm like I said, I'm loving the guitar work and the
Yeah.
production on this one too. It's a
Yeah.
little bit slower groove than the first. And another lyric that came up to me that I get your opinion on what this is. It's the sand, and you're the mate.
God, man, I don't know. I mean, so many again. You're not going to get.
I was just when I heard it the first time, I said, did I hear that wrong? But then I went back on my Apple Music. I looked at the lyrics and it said, "It's the sand and you're the mate." And I'm like, "What is this about?" But you know, the whole walking on the moon thing
You're
again, another
wait.
space
Say it
reference.
again. You're the sand.
No, it's the sand and you're the mate.
You're the sand.
It's the sand and you're the mate. I'm not.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that is all about. But if anybody has any, Steve or Ace, if you're out there listening, if you want to chime in and let us know what that meant, I'd love to hear it. I get again, I look at a
Hmm.
lot of lyrics. I listen to a lot of lyrics trying to figure out stuff. You'll find that out
Hey.
about me. But
Mhm.
it's that was. I think we lost. We lost Mr. Decker for a second. Hopefully he'll be right back. But you guys, if you're out there listening, we'll talk a little bit more. Let me see if I can get in touch with him. But anyway, yeah, Walking on the Moon, it was a good second song. And you're going to, I don't want to go any further without Joe, but anybody out there have any thoughts on the first two songs since we talked about so far? Here he comes. Here he comes.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
I have,
good.
I have no idea what happened.
The Gremlins are
It's
back.
them damn gremlins. Gremlins are back. They're back.
It's
My
that
whole screen
damn
went black for a
sound
second. But I
Yeah,
heard you. But we were talking about the sand and the mate. I have no idea, Steve. I couldn't tell
yeah.
you.
I don't know what that is, but that first two songs, I'm a big fan. This is good. This is really, I'm really excited after those. I'm like, gosh, this is the best I've heard Ace in a long time. So let's get to number 3,
Yeah.
Cosmic Heart.
Yeah. Cosmic Heart. Okay. One of the coolest effects, one of the first effects I ever got on guitar when I was playing guitar was I got this pedal that did like octaves, it made like octave sounds, and it was the coolest thing ever. So this intro, it might be a synth, I'm not sure what it is, but it has that cool octave kind of like sound to it.
Right.
It's a cool like synth kind of opening. Again, another kick-ass heavy guitar riff, cool guitar lines behind the verses, which I really, really like. I read the lyrics to this song a bunch of times too. I don't know what it's about. I have no idea. Doesn't kind of make sense. His voice is a little bit plodding through this one, but I
Yeah.
like it. And this was the first song. Well, I shouldn't say the first song, but the first song I thought about. Like, I don't know what his set list is going to look like on his next tour. I really hope he digs into this album and plays a lot of it. And this song, I could totally picture this as like a chant type chorus with the crowd.
Crowd, yeah.
I could totally see that a crowd like chanting that along with him, in a live setting. Other notes about the song, I thought the drums were fantastic in this song. All the instruments throughout the whole thing are really, really spot on. I really like the spacey sound around the bridge before the solo. I thought that was really cool. Another just, spot on, excellent lead. And same thing, guitar solo, chorus ending the song, solo over top of it. I don't really care. People talk about like, oh, well, they, it's it's pieced together. The solos. Listen, that's how you record. Like I've recorded before. I mean, I remember one time recording, and the producer at the time I was using, he made me play a lead over this song for like a half an hour. Like it was making me insane and making me just asking me to play different things, over the course of a half an hour. And he was just looking for pieces to grab. And when he finally, did the edit for it and sent it to me, I didn't even recognize what I played. I had to actually learn it because he took pieces
of everything
and just chopped them together. So again, I don't care if that's how it was recorded. He still played it. I still think it's solid all the way around.
Yeah.
Another solid. We're three songs in, and again, it's just a solid song.
Yeah, I agree that this one maybe not as good as the first two, but
Yeah.
still a song I would go back and listen to again.
Yeah.
This is the first one that Shout Out Loudcast Hall of Famer, our buddy Joey Casada, plays on so far on this album.
Oh, he's on this one? This is his drum?
He plays on this one. I actually messaged Joey today to make sure which songs he played on. I said I want to make a mention of it when we go tonight. I don't know if this is Warden making this comment or not. I've only heard the title track, thought it was pretty good. So yeah, you need definitely check out
the whole thing.
Check out the whole thing. I promise you will not be disappointed.
No, title track's great, but there's better songs on here. Well, yeah, I think there are.
And so far the solos, he's killing the solos.
Killing it.
Yeah, he is just killing, and it's the best. It's the best production wise. Like we talked about the Space Invader stuff, and we keep harping on production, but it's the best production wise I've heard Ace in a long, long time. All right.
Like I said, Steve, my comments for a lot of these songs are going to be very, very similar.
Exactly.
Not that the songs are similar, because I think the songs are. I don't think any two songs on here sound the same. I think they're all very, very unique sounding. But it's the way that they sound, and the formula that Steve had when he's writing these things was just it's perfect, absolutely perfect.
So the fourth song up here, the next one is Cherry Medicine.
Oh my gosh. I fucking love this song so much. Sorry to be cursing, but I didn't want to, because I thought okay, what is it? What is this? Cherry Medicine. Okay. So that guitar riff opens. I mean, and that kick, boom, 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 holding that thing down. All right. Now, listen, the lyrics are they are what they are. They're cheesy.
Oh yeah.
Who cares? Cheesy isn't
I mean,
not a bad thing. Okay. And when that chorus comes in, is there a bigger chorus? Any other band does this song, this is going to be a top 40 radio hit. I mean, this is a song that I could hear. I don't know, maybe not Bon Jovi, but some like a poppy band, doing a song like this. And how great is it? You make me feel better when you're in your black leather. What an ode!
Another shock me reference
to like probably his best song, maybe arguably ever.
I got that right here in my notes too.
And listen, if you don't put this song on and your head's not going like this and you're not bopping your head up and down, then you're not even alive. This is a complete toe tapper. Another excellent solo, great repeating chorus at the end, and the lyrics kind of change towards the end a little bit. He changes it up a little bit, which I thought was really cool. This is a hit song. This is an absolute hit song right here.
Yeah, I'm like you. If a big time, maybe a rock pop band did this, it would be a hit.
Yeah.
Great groove. Ace's vocals are like, it's Ace. I mean, you got that distinctive Ace voice.
Yeah.
And just like we talked about her earlier.
Yeah.
He has changed the way you say medicine now. Medicine, not medicine, but medicine. And it fits the song.
Yeah.
Make me feel better. And see, there's another one. Make me feel better when you wear, like you said, the black leather, the ode to shock me. There's a lot of that on this album. If you catch it, you catch it in here, you'll hear these Easter eggs of references to past Ace songs. And I mean, yeah, it grew on me because I've listened to the album. I know I haven't listened to it as much as you have,
Oh,
but probably about 10, 15 times I've listened to it, and it's grown on me. The first time I heard it, I was like, maybe okay. Then the second time, okay, this isn't so bad. And then you're like, oh, this is freaking awesome. So yeah, it maybe it takes that way. That's how it used to be back in the day with me too. The more I listened to some songs, the more I became a fan of. But yeah, Cherry Medicine is a good
cherry
song.
medicine.
So 4 for 4 so far.
You know, I think it's listen. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm definitely a card carrying member of the Ace cult,
Oh
but
yeah,
I'm also a realist. Okay, I mean I don't love everything Ace has ever done, and I don't
no, I don't either.
think the man walks on water. But I mean, this is some solid stuff here. You know, this is really solid material. So I like you said, right now, I mean, 4 for 4.
Yep. So
Yeah.
let's go to number 5. Back in my arms again.
Back in my arms again. So somebody commented on my post about the album about this song. I'm probably living under a rock. I had no idea that this was done back in the 70s.
He
Or maybe
demoed this.
did you know that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did not know that.
I
So,
had look when I heard this the first time,
mhm.
it hit me because I mean, as soon as I heard the opening riff of it, I was like, this song sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And back in the day, uh, back when the internet first started, I was big into like getting the bootlegs for
Mhm.
trading up. You know, we trade,
Yeah.
you know, tapes and stuff like that. I actually got I was one of the however many that got the Carnival of Souls album before it came out, and
Okay.
I was like, "Holy crap, this is different." But
Yeah.
yeah, I got a cassette tape of some demos, and this one was on there, and I remember, you know, of course, with a demo, the production wasn't great, but I still was like, you know, this could have been a good song. Uh,
Mhm.
but then when I heard it, and I was like, "Holy crap, they've done it!" And I mean, I heard him talking about it on I don't know if it was on Tom and Zeus from Shout Out Loudcast or Jericho's
Mhm.
talking about that he had done it back in the day. Um, but yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I'd
No,
actually heard this before.
I didn't realize it was an older song. And then the person who commented actually shared a YouTube link of the old song. So I listened to the old one. And it didn't ring a bell at all, which is so odd to me. But anyway, like I listen, I'm a sucker for a good ballad. I
Me
love them,
too, man.
especially a good '80s ballad. You know, I mean, and this is right there with it. This is an absolute perfect '80s style ballad. I think the lyrics are beautiful. You know, again, we got to get past Ace's voice. Everybody just get past it. Just deal with it. It is what it is. You know. Lyrics are great. I think Ace sounds good. I mean, I've heard some
Yeah,
comments that like, oh, I think he sounds really, really good. I think the chorus is huge. I mean, the song almost gives you chills. There's a really cool effect going on in the chorus that makes it just so big and so huge. Again, there's that production that Steve did such a great job with. And man, what a just a tasty guitar solo. I mean, again, you know, I like to hear notes. I'm not like a shredder guitar player guy. I'm not like into those guys
not
too much.
Benny.
I like it. Yeah, I like a nice, like Ace always says, he likes to write solos that people can actually hum them to, almost like they're almost
Right.
a song within a song, you know. And this one's right up there with it. I think it's perfect for the song. Um, and similar to Cherry Medicine, I mean, you give this song to Bon Jovi or any band like that writes love ballads, and this is going to be a killer hit. This is going to be a hit all day long. I think it's a great song. I really like it a lot.
This is definitely could you get that 80s feel from it.
Yeah.
And like you said, back could have been a big hit. That's what I put. Could have been a big hit in the 80s with the right band.
Mm-hmm.
Um, love it. I
Love
mean,
it.
I love this from the
Love it.
start.
Love it.
Chorus is great. It's catchy hook. And it's a guy named, I think his name was Arthur Steck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably butchering that name, but he was the co-writer of that song. I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
been able to find much on him,
okay.
but yeah, he's the co-writer. But yeah, probably this will definitely be in my top three right here. I don't want to give it away, but this will definitely be in my top three. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember hearing that back in the day, and I was wondering why this didn't get released on an Ace album, on a solo
Yeah.
album. But apparently, they know better than I do. Um, all right, so number 6, "Fighting for Life."
Now this song, this is a burner right here.
Yes.
This is like a punch in the face. I mean, that riff just comes out and nails you. And then again, this the same combination. Killer guitar riff, quick guitar solo over the guitar riff into a great verse. Now, this song, I think, is Ace's wheelhouse for vocal. This is where he sits, right here. I love the fact that it tells a story. It's about and the story's kind of cool when you're reading the lyrics through it. Um, Guitars are just ridiculous. I mean, the layers and layers and layers I hear of guitars on this thing is just insane. Um, he's just laying down this awesome lead again, just again. I mean, it's just great. This is a song. This If any song off this album besides 10,000 Volts should be added to his live set list, this one. He's got it. I hope he could do it live. I hope his voice can hit it live. Because this song, man, I would love to see him do this song live. What can I say? It's this is just a killer rock song.
Yeah, and I wrote it down right here, and I know you can't read it on this. So, what you said about the vocals in
Mm-hmm.
his wheelhouse, I said vocals are right on, spot on in
Spot
that
on.
song. I mean, the faster groove, like you
Yeah,
said, it just punches you right in the face.
yeah.
And going back to Back in My Arms Again, I need to mention that that's another song Joey played drums on. That may have been the one he was in the laundry room playing on. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
but but yeah, Fighting for Life. These last two songs. That's when the first time I listened to the album, I was like, after I finished listening to it the first time, I was like, okay, the top half of the album, first half of the album was okay. But starting with Back in My Arms Again, this album really started to get, that's when I really, really started to get into it. 10,000 Volts let off great. But
Mm-hmm.
then that first listen, I was like, okay, the second half is really taking off. And Fighting for Life, like I said, that could be another one in my top three right there. And I don't know about you, but when we rank these songs,
Mm-hmm.
when you get past my first two, then 3 through maybe 9 could have been either way. Could have been switched up, and it would have been fine.
I was texting you. I struggled with the
Yeah,
ranking.
yeah,
The ranking was agonizing because I mean we'll get to that later on, but
yeah.
I kept going back and forth and back and forth, and I'm still not really. I'm looking at it right now. I'm still not. I'm still not super happy with it. But just because I'm curious, and I don't know. On the vinyl, what ends the first side? Do you know? I have to
Hmm.
look it up.
I don't know. I
I'm
don't know.
not
I
sure
haven't
either.
looked that up.
I haven't either. But I will. I'm just curious if that was the opening song on the second side, but probably not. Probably not.
It might. I mean, you got 11 songs,
Yeah.
so I mean, one side's going to have 5, and one's going to have 6, unless you got a bonus track on the vinyl, which I hadn't heard anything about a bonus track being on the. Let me see if I can find it. Mm, I don't. Did we lose you again, Joe? We got two Joes. I'm gonna have to remove one of you. There you
My
go.
computer, my computer does not like me clicking around at the same time as I'm doing anything. I went to look and see what the Gremlins are alive about tonight.
Yes.
I went to see what the
Yeah.
vinyl tracks were, and yeah, I'm not going
Did
to
you
touch
have
anything
any
else
luck?
anymore. I'm just going to
You didn't have
no,
any
because
luck.
as soon as I clicked on something, the whole
Yeah.
thing crashed on me. I can do it on
Yeah.
my
I'm
phone.
looking at the. I'm looking at iMusic, and it's at the limited orange tabby vinyl edition. Oh, I think I lost Joe again. Did you tie? The Gremlins are definitely with Joe today. But I'm just looking at the track lists up here, trying to figure out what side one and side two are, and it doesn't really show. So maybe we'll get Joe back in a second. Because we're getting in the home stretch now with the seventh, which is going to be blinded. Um, and that's another. Here we go. You there?
Yeah, man. If it does it again, I'll just go to my phone. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no idea. I
Well,
didn't even do
we're not going to worry about the track list because I couldn't find it either. I'm looking up here on my
all right.
laptop.
It don't matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Okay.
So next up,
Yeah.
the seventh track on the album is "Blinded," and this is another
Blinded.
Joey Casada played on this one as well. Joey was on a lot of these, so I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks he plays drums on. So can't
Okay.
imagine what that was like for him though to be able to play.
Oh my
Somebody,
gosh.
a band that he has just idolized since he was a kid, like us. If you
Mhm.
haven't read Joey's book, um, definitely do it. Let me see if do I have it over here.
I have it. Hang on. I know I definitely have.
It's so big, I can't fit it in my. Oh yeah.
I got it.
So yeah. So Joey, just so you know,
Joey's book.
we are card carrying members of the Casada cult. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
and
feel
this
like he lived my life. I loved wrestling and Kiss also.
exactly. And look, guys, this is a 481 page book, but it was probably one of the quickest books I've ever read because once you start, and like I said, just like Joe said, he was a big time wrestling fan as a kid. He was a big time Kiss fan, and you lived that life. That was what you would. A lot of these stories up there I could relate to. But yeah, if you want to give this a, I'm sure it's on Amazon. I'm sure still. Start with a Dream by Joey Casada, and it's got a foreword by Peter Criss in there, which I know that was a big thrill for Joey as well. But let's get to number 7.
Okay.
Blinded.
All right. This is the first time I have a problem. Okay. I don't know whose idea it was for the acapella opening, but it's not good. Again, I'm being real here. I'm Ace Colt all day, but nah, that's not good. But after that, okay, another solid riff. If this is Joey, I'm digging the cowbell. I hear a lot of I'm hearing cowbell on this, which is always I always
Gotta have more cowbell.
I always appreciate cowbell. Always appreciate that. But after you get past that, it's a really catchy song. I mean, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. I thought of two things. I thought of Weird Science, the movie I thought about. Weird Science, I thought about that. But then I also thought about that other crazy ass song. The one, Blinded Me with Signs.
Blinded Me with Signs. Yes.
Signs. That song, I think I was in like 7th grade and that song came out. And
what was that guy's name? Matthew Dolby or
Thomas
something?
Dolby. Thomas Dolby.
Yes,
and the
Thomas
video
Dolby
was so weird. It was on all the time. Science. How the hell?
Science.
How the hell is that song? I think it went to #1 for like weeks, like
Yeah.
a long time. And the video was even more bizarre than anything else. So, but you can't help but think about that. But okay, all that being said, this song's got a very 80s sound to it. It doesn't sound 80s dated. It sounds like
Right.
it's modern enough. Another super solid solo from Ace. And I was listening to this thing when I was taking my notes with headphones for the first time, and at the gym also. There is, I don't know if it's intentional, but there is, to quote use a Sonny Pooney term, there are earworms all over this song. Like
Yeah.
I'm hearing shit everywhere going. I'm like, wow, this production is crazy. And yeah, once you get past the acapella, it's another solid song. I mean, it's my least favorite so far as we've gone through the album, but I still don't hate it. I still really like it, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it. Look, I wasn't crazy about, like you said, the intro. And then the first time hearing him say, blinded by science, I was like, okay. And I know it's about technology and how we're I guess he's talking about depending too much on like computers and stuff like this.
Yeah.
We're blinded by science. You talk about earworms, and I don't know if you caught this or not, and if I may be wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but you go back and listen to the chorus where
Mm-hmm.
the part where he says, "All said is done. It's like a loaded gun." I'm hearing, "You Could Be Mine" from Guns N' Roses. That
Ooh.
chorus.
Ooh.
When I first heard that chorus start, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's reminds me of something," and I couldn't put my fingers on it. And I was running it through my head. I had to
Yeah.
play it back. I started playing it back over and over again. I'm like, and then I started hearing the lyrics in my head. I was like, "Hold on, I've got it." Then I said, "Would your bitch stop rapping in your cocaine tongue?"
Oh, you know what, Steve? You're absolutely right. Now that I'm hearing that in my head,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I heard "You Could Be Mine" on there, and I mean, yeah, not one of my favorite songs, but still a good song. I
Still a
love
good
the groove
song.
of it, but yeah, this was the problem, first problem I guess we have up here.
This
But yeah,
was the first problem. I do like the line "zeros and ones got us by the balls." I
yeah,
was
see, talking about technology again.
like, all right, we know our
Coding.
binary code. Okay, very good, very good.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, and that's typical. I mean, and this just like we talked about the throwback, the ode to shock me a lot up here,
mhm.
the ode to space. Ace is a big time computer guy. He did
Yes,
the reunion tour when they did the whole morphing on the screen of the solo albums into each other. Ace did that.
yeah, yeah,
And he was big into computer graphics. So Ace is a big computer guy. So this technology thing is a big thing for Ace.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Number 8, constantly cute.
Uh, oh, constantly cute. I saw the video. I don't know where I saw it when Laura said to him, "You're constantly
You're
cute,"
constantly
and
cute.
apparently that
Right.
stemmed the Okay, let's write a song about that. Okay, um, I didn't want to like the song just based on the title alone. I mean, but and but that intro,
Yeah.
I got a Tesla vibe for about 3 seconds of
Yeah, I can
oh
see
shit,
that.
what's the song? Maybe Hang Tough. I forget what it was, but like
I think
again,
you're
80s
right.
sounding. Not surprised. Lyrics so bad, so bad. But I don't even care. I really don't even care. This is the thing. Like I said before, you got to kind of get past some things to really enjoy this album and have fun with it. And that's another thing of it. This is the stuff that Ace writes. It's cheesy. It's comical, but it works. Once again, this formula for this song. I mean, crazy catchy pre-chorus, catchy as I hum this song constantly. I'm like, I'm in my car. I'm
It is
coming
catchy.
really cute. Like, are you serious? Like this, I'm a grown ass man singing, this song. And another, okay, the bridge. I can't stand the bridge. That's my second problem. The bridge is just not
I'm
good.
glad you said that.
I don't like the bridge at all. But what a great guitar solo. Super melodic, like again, typical Ace fashion. You can hum along to it. It's memorable in your head. He's not playing 1,000 notes a second trying to show off. He's just
That's right.
laying it down. I think it's a great song. I really like it.
Once you get past the lyrics, the
Yes.
music part, I do like the lyrics. So bad. Just like one part, the bees always surround you. You're a flower that transcends time. You're sweet just like honey. You're so delicious. My taste buds smile. I
So
mean,
bad.
how
So
many
bad.
how many songs do you know that use the line attractive and coy?
Coy. When I heard coy, I thought about Seinfeld. Newman, he's being coy. He's being coy.
Coy.
The first thing I thought of when I heard that. I don't know if I've ever used that word my entire life, but I do when I sing the song.
And you're right about the bridge. The bridge, when I
It's
heard
not
the bridge, it's like, oh, geez, you
It's
should have
not good. It's
just
not good.
done away with that. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Can't win them all. But
No.
number 9, Life of a Stranger.
Life of a Stranger. Okay, I have a lot of notes on this one. Okay, another ballady kind of song. I really like it's got a really nice opening guitar solo. I liked the keyboards a lot on the verses. There's not really a chorus on this song, but I like it, and I think Ace's voice sounds great on this. I almost hear, and you may now we're talking about Ozzy. It's almost Ozzy like. Maybe it's just my ears. I don't know, but I hear almost like an Ozzy type voice coming out of him. I'm wondering if this is the song. In listening to Shout It Out Loudcast, I remember they were talking about a song that modulates, and Steve was pushing him and to sing it, in the next key, and then the next key higher, and he was pushing him to do it. This song modulates twice. It jumps up and then jumps up again. So I'm wondering, this must be that song they were talking. They didn't reference the name on the show, but this has got to be it. I like the modulation. It's kind of cool. It takes a listen. The song is it's not super exciting. It's a little bit boring, but let's take it up a key and let's go up again with it. A step. I should say a step. And it makes it cool. Again, another really, really tasty guitar solo, and the outro solo is super cool for this song. I mean, it's just like,
I got that up here.
Super cool. I mean, there's so many things on this album as a whole where I just hear moments of that brilliance that Ace once was, and it's still in his head. It's still there if those hands could get moving, And this is one of them. This is that cool Ace of the 70s type sound at the end. I not my favorite song, probably oh, I'm so full of crap. You're not going to believe my ranking on this one, but
don't tell me yet.
I'm not going to tell you yet, but yeah, I think it's a really good song. I like it a lot. I
don't know if you realize this or not. This song was done before.
Someone said it was a cover, right?
It is a cover from it was actually on the Transporter soundtrack. It was performed by Nadia, and I'm going to butcher this last name, Frehleys.
Okay.
Written by Matthew Wilder, and I'm thinking this is the same Matthew Wilder that sang "Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride."
Ain't nothing gonna break in my stride. Nothing gonna hold me.
Every time I see that, whenever I hear "Breaking My Stride" now, I think of it. You ever see that movie, Dickie Roberts?
No.
David Spade.
No.
The David Spade movie about he was a child star.
I know. Oh, I think I said.
Oh my God, it is hilarious.
I
You
think
need
I
to
have.
watch it. It is great. But yeah, the opening scene has that song. He's doing a celebrity boxing. You remember when they did that, the celebrity boxing thing back in the day?
Yes, yes.
He's coming to the ring to that song, and his opponent is Emmanuel Lewis from Webster.
No, no. No,
And it doesn't turn out
no,
good
it's
for David
not.
Spade.
No, it's
So
not.
this is definitely a movie you need to watch. I mean,
What's it called? Rich, what's it called again?
Dick, just put Dickie Roberts. I think it's a little bit of more of a title to it, but it's hilarious. David Spade is
I'm writing it down because I'll forget. Dickie
it's
Roberts.
right there. You know, of course, the grown up movies with David Spade I love, and Joe Dirt, the first Joe Dirt movie, but this one's right there with it. And then
All
at
right.
the end of this, you need to pay attention. At the very end of the movie, they do a song with, and the people performing the song are all former child stars like Leif Garrett,
Um, is he wearing his
Joni.
bandana? Is he wearing his bandana? Because he's bald as an eagle.
I think he's wearing a bandana.
He's
Actually,
gotta be because
uh,
he's got no hair.
the girl that played Lucy on Dallas, Joni from Happy Days.
She's dead, isn't she?
Yeah, this was probably in the early 2000s when they did that movie.
How'd she
Uh,
die? Was she a drug addict? I forget what
I
happened to
think
her.
she had some issues with it. She may have been. I think she was off of it, but I think it had done damage. You know, before.
Gosh, remember Joni Loves Chachi? That show was so. Well, Vinny write the? Didn't Vinny write the?
Benny wrote for Joni Loves Chachi.
Didn't
He
Vinny write
listened to the. Matter of fact, gosh, was one day last week. I was
Yeah.
sitting here. It was raining outside, bored at the house, and I went on like a Happy Days thing, and then
Oh,
on
Lord.
YouTube when I was looking up, I saw Joni Loves Chachi, and it
Oh.
had all the episodes of it. And I
Oh.
watched like 3 or 4 of them, and I was like,
That show only made it like one season, right? Like
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It didn't last, but the song, the opening song from that Joni Loves Chachi, you need to go back and listen to that.
That's actually kind of a cute song.
It is. Scott
You know?
Baio and her do better than I thought they would do.
But okay, do you remember though? Okay, here you go.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
No, but do you remember when they sang that song on Happy Days?
Yes, yeah.
You do remember.
That started the whole thing with the crossover to Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah.
Never understood how Al ended up marrying John Travolta's wife, Chachi's mama. John Travolta's sister, excuse me, played Chachi's mama, and you know Al. They go, yep. He married. They got married on that show.
I forgot about that. Oh, remember that one? He's like, Chachi, Papa. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we get off on tangents a little bit, and we start talking about stuff. Get off the rails a little bit. I'm gonna bring us back on the rails with the Joni Loves Chachi.
All right.
We have to do a Joni Loves Chachi review next. Number 10, Up in the Sky.
Up in the Sky. So, again, another very, very cool guitar riff, right along with that formula. Great groove. This song, to me, is very Billy Squire-ish sounding. That's what I hear. It's got very not the vocals, but the I'm hearing like that's what it reminded me of. Okay, really weird lyrics about UFOs, but right along with the whole spaceman thing. That's just the theme. Okay, he's going with it. Again, cool guitar work. Great. I like the bridge in the song a lot. It's got a great solo. Again, not my favorite on here, but another I think pretty solid song.
Yeah, I mean, like Up in the Sky, he's talking about. I guess they can't trust the government to tell them if UFOs are real. He's writing something about actually current events here. You can't trust the media. You can't trust the government. I know what I saw.
I know what I saw. Up in the Sky. Yeah, it's great.
It's like you said, guitars are great. The solo is great. The chorus is catchy.
It's got such a great groove. It's got a perfect, just rock groove.
But I will say this. This one was not one that had to grow on me. I did like this one from the start. It was
Yeah,
different,
me too.
and yeah, Up in the Sky was pretty cool.
Up in the Sky is, I think it's a great song. I love it.
All right, coming up on the last one, and as usual, on most of Ace's out solo albums, Ace picks the last one. Start with the '78 solo album with the awesome Fractured Mirror. Uh, he does a instrumental, and I'm not a big fan of instrumentals. There's a few out there that I like,
Mm-hmm.
but let's talk a little bit about Stratosphere.
Okay, I can say so many amazing things about this. I am a fan of instrumentals, good instrumentals, not long, drawn out 15
Yeah,
minute opuses. Like, that's why I'm not a big Dream Theater guy, because I mean, I can appreciate what they are. I mean, they're all just world class, beyond ridiculous musicians, but doesn't mean I have to like when they, I'm not a jam band. That's why I was never like a Grateful Dead or Allman Brothers fan. But something like this, give me a quick 3 minute, instrumental.
yep.
This is perfect for this album. It's the perfect closing of this album. It's got a very spacey sound to it, which goes right along with the whole, Space Ace, Up in the Sky, the whole UFO thing. Um, I love the tone of the guitars on this thing, and I like how it just builds and builds and just then takes you somewhere, and then it's almost like boom, it kind of like explodes. I think I wrote this in my notes. This would be super cool to be playing like when the lights go down, as like the opening track before he comes out. Like, this would be so
Kind of,
perfect.
it's kind of like he used to do with Fractured Mirror.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
used to do that when it was starting. He would have Fractured playing.
I could totally. I would love. This would be a perfect thing. You know, house lights go down. This thing's playing, and it's building and building and building, and then I can completely picture him on this tour doing 10,000 volts as an opening song, which I think would be a perfect segue from this. I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
Like I said, I'm not a big fan of instrumentals, but this one, because I've suffered through with the Ace albums of Fractured Quantum, of the Acorn is Spinning, stuff like that. That
Mhm.
was really, because you get so yeah, after hearing Fractured on the '78 album, you're like, okay, if he does an instrument, he's doing an instrumental. This is going to be good. But he took it way off and got too weird with some of them. But Stratosphere, and let me ask you this:
Mhm.
the first part of Stratosphere, do you kind of hear a nod to Fractured?
Yes.
Maybe not. Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. There's
Yes,
a
I do.
nod to
Yes, I do.
Fractured right there at the first part of it.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yes.
Man, I'm like you. Because I got into this when I was listening to it for the first time. I did not realize it was instrumental, and I got
No.
like a minute and a half, 2 minutes into it, and
Mhm.
I was like, really, like I had my headphones on. I was like, this is pretty cool. When is he gonna start singing? And then I was like, then when like you said, when that explosion happens and it goes to a whole different level, I was like, holy crap, he has
Sure.
done it. I mean, this is a perfect way to end the album.
I think so.
And of course, the Stratosphere name, another Ace reference there.
Mhm.
But man, Stratosphere is freaking awesome to me.
I love it. I think it's perfect closer for the album. I really hope they use that somehow in the live show. Maybe, I love to see that as like an intro.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Um, yeah, I think it's great. I can't say enough good about it. It's great.
So the next thing we do, and this was the hard part,
This was the hard part.
the rankings.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
What?
Marty White, the legendary Marty White. I am so glad to hear from him. Even though I was blinded by science, the album wasn't as bad as One for All. Marty, man, it is so good to hear from you, guy. Marty has been a big supporter of On the Fly since the start. We met Marty through the Shout Out Loud casters. Great guy. Marty, I'm glad to hear from you. I hope everything's going good for you. Hope you're doing good. So, yeah, 11 songs. let's start off with your least favorite, number 11.
Okay, so I ranked I was texting you Wednesday night, I think it was, when I was
Yeah.
doing. Okay, so, all right. So here we sit Sunday, and I hate what I did, but I'm sticking with what I did. I'm sticking with what it says. Okay, so only because it's an instrumental, I got Stratosphere at number 11.
Ah.
But I love it. But I really love it.
Oh, I know. Look, and this is the thing about it. All of these songs. Like I told you, my first two were locks.
Yeah.
Three through 9 were interchangeable, and really 3 through 11 could have been interchangeable for me and would have been fine. But the first two were locks. The rest of them were just great songs that could go either way. So I'll go ahead and make that clear now. But I put "Walking on the Moon" at number 11.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. I'm with you. My first two were a lock. And the rest I struggled with, and they can kind of be interchangeable depending on my mood for the day.
Exactly.
I was going to say something and I just lost it. But anyway, okay. All right. So your number 11 is, okay, Walking on the Moon. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Okay. Walking on the Moon is actually my number 10.
Okay. So we're not far off.
No.
Number 10 for me was "Cosmic Heart."
Cosmic Heart. Okay. Great. Okay. Number 9 for me was She Blinded Me.
She blinded me with science. So "Blinded," number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Marty would love that. So number 10 for you is "Walking on the Moon."
Yeah.
Number 9 for me
Mm-hmm.
is talking about the birds and the bees, I guess. Call it "Constantly Cute." Yeah, that one is that was definitely in the bottom half for me, just for the lyrics alone.
Around it. Okay, we're not far off because that was Constantly Cute was my number 8.
Okay,
My number
and
8.
we're not far off it either because my number 8 was "Blinded."
Blind. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
When I tell you I agonized, this was the hardest thing I had to do since our Eagles show.
Yes.
That was
tough.
agonizing. This was almost as agonizing. We're on 7.
Yep, number 7.
Okay. 7, and this probably won't be a very popular opinion, but it is what it is. 7 for me was 10,000 volts.
Okay.
But I love it, but it's number 7 for me.
Yeah. Like you said, it could have been depending on my mood. One of these songs. Well, not. I don't know if "Constantly Cute" will ever get to the top of the list. Yeah.
When he plays it live, and
I still don't know if that'll get to the top of my list. Number 7 for me was "Stratosphere."
Okay, fair. Okay, number 6 for me is "She's Got a Cosmic Heart."
Okay,
I love that. I can't wait to go see Ace on this tour and have him do that album. And I'm going to be doing the old 80s. I can't wait. You better play that song live.
Yeah, number 6 for me was "Life of a Stranger."
Life of a Stranger.
And I'm going to have to go back. I was looking up a while ago. I was looking up to see if they had a link to the cover song, the song they covered, and they do have it up here, I think. Nadia, "Life of a Stranger," and it says the super hit song from the movie Transporter. So I don't remember it being a hit song.
Is that Denzel? Is Transporter with Denzel?
Oh, that's Jason Statham.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he did a bunch of them. I mean, there was at least 3, I think.
Yeah. You're okay. I got it. Okay. What are we on?
5.
5. We're up in the sky. That's my number 5.
My number 5 is "Cherry Medicine."
Oh, okay, cool. That's my number 4.
Okay, so and my number 4 is "Up in the Sky."
Okay,
and guys, we did not believe me. No. We did not share our rankings with each other.
No, we did not. We were good.
Joe,
I almost was
Joe
going to
was
be
talking
ahead.
about it. He said, you want to see my rankings?" I said, "No, I want it to be a surprise."
Yep.
We didn't know these. Number
We did not.
3.
Number 3 for me is "Life of a Stranger." I dig that tune. I
Yeah.
really like that song.
You know what? I think our number twos are the same. I wonder if they're in the same order though.
Wait, they got it. Okay, so what's your
Number 3 is 10,000 volts for me.
Okay, so we got the same 1 and 2. I'm just curious if we have them in the same order. I think we're gonna. My number 2, "Back in My Arms Again."
Oh no.
No, okay.
Nope, my number 2 is "Fighting for Life."
Okay, all
And
right.
I'm a sucker for a ballad, so
Yeah, those. I mean, I love both of those songs, but I just I went more with the rocker. My number 1, "Fighting for Life." But I'm a sucker for a ballad too. I mean, yeah.
And I just looking back, guys, to give you the overall view of. All right, Marty, let me put you up here. Marty's got another. Glad to see you. I've been super jammed so much, but cool that I saw this. Glad you stopped by here and commented, Marty. Appreciate you chiming in. Anytime Marty White chimes in, you've made it when Marty White gives you a comment. And believe me, I hope your girlfriend's not watching, because I know she can get kind of rough with you. You said she does the Lou Ferrigno thing. So
That's the dude that says that all the time.
Marty is hilarious, dude. Marty is hilarious.
That's great.
Marty comes up with some great stuff. But I hope Miss Lou Ferrigno doesn't beat you up for being on here and listening to us tonight. So
that's really funny. That's really funny.
Overall, I mean, what a pleasant surprise this was. You got to say, and like I said before we started, Steve Brown. I mean, he is. My hats off to Steve Brown, because he put this album. There's no Genghis Khans in here. There's none of this.
There's no Torpedo Girl.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I'm glad you said that. But it's just a well put together album. And like I said, even the ones that the lyrics are kind of questionable on, the music makes you forget about that. For you can get over that with the music, with the guitars and stuff, the production. It's great. I was pleasantly surprised. In my opinion, the best solo Ace album since Trouble Walking, by far.
Yeah, I mentioned it a few times during the show. I think Steve hit. I mean, I know that Ace was pivotal as well, but I mean, the perfect formula. How can you go wrong when you've got a heavy opening guitar riff? Oh shit! Did I go away again?
No, you're there.
I thought my screen went black. Oh damn! How can you go wrong when you got a heavy opening guitar riff? A really cool, concise verse, a catchy chorus, a great bridge into a great guitar solo, a chorus at the end with a solo leading out to end the song. And like you mentioned when we first started, none of these songs are like long. They're all quick hits. 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, you're in, you're out.
To keep you. Yeah. And I noticed too on this, it's different than a lot of the albums I'm listening to, because doing the album challenge, I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah.
The fade out of these songs, it's not a quick fade. It is all like a slow fade out. Because I was like, listen to a lot of these songs. And when I say this, that means it was good. I was like, it's already over. I could, it's already over. And I was thinking to myself when I said that, okay, that's good. If I'm saying it's already over, that means I want to hear more. But like I said, perfect, quick hitting.
Yeah.
And another thing, got to take your hat off to Joey Casada, the Shout Out Loud Hall of Famer. Get to play with one of your idols, man. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations, Joey, on that. But yeah, such a good album, guys. If you are debating on whether to listen to this, I know Chris Odom was out there talking about he'd only heard the title track. You need to listen to the rest of it. If you like the title track, you will definitely like this. As far as what we thought of it compared to what other people thought of it, I haven't listened to the Shout Out Loudcast episode. We said we weren't going to listen to it just because we didn't want any influence on it. And guys, believe me when we say this, for anybody out there starts talking, oh, they copied, shouted out Loudcast. They saw what they were doing. We planned this about a week ago.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this since last week, and
everyone's hitting it now too, Steve. I mean, I'm
oh
looking.
yeah, it's a lot of podcasts doing it. I mean,
now I'm looking forward to hearing what their thoughts were of it.
Yeah.
I'm very and I'm there was a I think the other one did it. I think Podcast Rock City did it review as well. I want to hear
they did
all
last Sunday.
yeah, I want to hear all the reviews now because now I'm very curious because I love this. This was such a pleasant surprise, an unexpected surprise. I can't say enough good. And I didn't mention this to you, but actually I think Steve and PJ are playing at a club not too far from me in Teaneck.
Oh, you need
In
to go.
May. I'm definitely gonna go. I'm definitely gonna go. You know,
PJ seems like a really, really nice guy. I mean,
yeah.
Steve does, but PJ, I've heard interviews with him. I'm actually got my fingers crossed. Maybe getting. I've got a request in to get him on here, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not.
That's
But
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, after hearing this album, I really want to go see them. And believe it or not, I bought tickets to go see Ace more than once.
Yeah.
More than once.
I've talked to you about it a couple of times.
Playing right in my backyard here in Newton, New Jersey, and then he was playing maybe a half an hour away over to a place in Stroudsburg, PA, called the Sherman Theater. Both great venues for a show, and I didn't go because I had seen the YouTube videos and it was so awful. I just didn't want to have that. But you know what? It is what it is. If he hits either one of these venues or comes close, I'm going to go on this tour, and I'm hoping he's playing some stuff off this album. I'm going to check it out. He's got a great band behind him, and this album has kind of renewed my love for him. I mean, it definitely has. It's incredible. He seems in such good spirits. I'm loving what he's doing. The videos were cheesy as hell, but they were kind of fun to watch. You know, for these the 3 songs off of here, and he seems like he's in a really good place, and I love that for him. And I'm regretting now. He did a record signing in the city in New York. I think it was last week, and I was gonna go, and I didn't. I'm like, damn, I should have freaking gone to that damn record signing. But I heard it was so great though.
Each time you say you've got a chance to go see him or do something like that,
I don't
each
do it.
time, and you need to remember after you did go saying, I wish I'd have gone every time.
I saw somebody posted on somewhere about that saying it was free. There was 1,000 people showed up. It was freezing cold outside. The line was, and I guess Ace wasn't super friendly,
and one guy posted about that, and okay, that's that. I mean, you got to think this guy's sitting there. He's in his 70s. Yeah. He's sitting there for hours, going through almost 1,000 people. He's probably going to be a little cranky. I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely.
If I had to sit there for an hour, sitting there, saying the same thing over and over to people, or write my name so many times, I might be a little cranky too. But but on the other hand, he's getting paid to do this. These are his fans. These are who made him all this money. You need to acknowledge them a little bit at least.
And that was just I only saw one negative post. That could have been just one miserable person. Who knows? It may have been an awesome experience. I don't know, but you're right. I have too many times of not going. And
I'm going to remind you next time. Next time you got a chance to go see him, let me know, and I'm going to say, Joe, just remember what you say every time after you don't go. I should have gone. I should have gone.
Put his tour dates out. There's a place he's playing. It's not too far from me, but I'm going to wait until he comes a little bit closer, and hopefully he hits one of those 2 venues I mentioned before that are great places to go see shows. So,
and hopefully, how many songs do you think he could play? He should play off this, because he's going to do some Kiss songs. because they talked about that in the interviews when they go on tour. There's going to be some Kiss songs.
I'll tell you. I mean, well, absolutely the title track definitely he's going to
Yeah,
play.
that'll get played.
I wouldn't be surprised if he played the two other video songs, that being Cherry Medicine and Walking on the Moon. I mean, it makes sense that if you're making a video for it, you might want to play it live. My fear is he won't play anything but 10,000 volts. But
I know.
that's my fear. I don't really want to hear Ace do Deuce. I'll tell you what, I would be super content with hearing him play this entire album and not doing one Kiss song all night. I'd be super happy with that. I'd be thrilled with that.
You know, they talked about on one of the interviews, I forget which, if it was Jericho or Shout Out Outcast.
Mm-hmm.
I heard him say rock and roll all night, and I hope that doesn't happen.
Oh, I'm so tired of that song.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I could, all right, Deuce, all right, cool, shock me, whatever. I don't need Detroit Rock City.
No.
I don't need anything that Paul sang. I don't need anything that Gene sang, all the time, like people wish that he would dig more into his solo stuff. I would love to hear Rock Soldiers.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to hear In the Night. I'd love to hear that, I don't know what his voice can handle these days.
Right.
He probably talks about not using tracks and playing live, and that's all cool and everything. But maybe with Steve around now, maybe he can be influenced to do a little bit more track work. I mean, to enhance the show. I have no problem with that.
Well, Ace has said several times he's lazy. He admits that. So maybe Steve is somebody that can push him a little bit more.
It sounds like he does push him pretty hard.
Yeah.
It sounds like he pushes him a lot. From the interviews I've heard, it sounds like this is a wonderful and unexpected combination of people that I never saw coming.
Right. So Marty posted this. You liked it more than Tom and Zeus, I think. People who would accuse you of copying SIOL because of this review is silly. What Kiss fan with a podcast wouldn't review Ace of Dip?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
Marty, we agree wholeheartedly, but you know yourself. You've been on the Loudcasters with us for a long time. You've probably been there longer than we have, but you know how it goes. And I did text Tom and Zeus to tell them we were planning on doing this, and it was not copying them. We had just planned on doing this before we knew they were doing it. But people are going to do it anyway. It's not like it's breaking the law, but out of respect for them, I just wanted to let them know what we were doing. Getting a little bit off the music subject before we go. Tonight, we're probably going on right now as we speak. One of the legends of pro wrestling, a guy that I've watched since I was a kid, since I was a teenager, is ending his career tonight. And we're talking about the pro wrestling legend Sting. His last match is tonight that AEW is doing their pay-per-view Revolution. Him and Darby Allin against the Young Bucks. I think Ric Flair is going to be in Sting's corner. No telling. And the event is taking place in the same place that pretty much started it all for Sting, his superstardom, back in 1980. Was it 88? 88, yeah. I think it was like March. Matter of fact, almost it was the same month, not the same day, but March of 88, the first Clash of Champions, the NWA did. Him and Ric Flair go to a 45-minute time limit draw, and that really, Flair made Sting that night, and Sting has been a legend ever since. Ending his career tonight, and I want to say Sting is like 64.
Is he that old?
You think about it, Joe. How old are you? Do you want to tell?
I'm 32. Don't I look
I'm 50 years old, and Sting was into his career.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He was born in 59, so
59.
He's getting ready to turn 65. March the 20th will be his 65th birthday.
That's making me scared. Okay.
and the guy is still going out there and taking, but he's not doing single matches, but he's still out there taking bumps, crazy bumps, and uh, it's just time for Sting to go. You hate to see it. Probably, definitely in my top 3 all-time favorite wrestlers. Anybody that he did the makeup with the crow thing after he was the bleach blonde makeup wearing Sting, and then to reinvent yourself like that and to be more popular than you were than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a career. Never going to be another one like Sting that can go this long. And yeah, we just take our hats off to Sting. Congratulations on a great career, and he would definitely be missed.
Cool.
Yeah. So, any last words?
Listen, all I can say is if you haven't listened, listen with an open mind. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I mean, one of my favorite albums I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, don't go into this guys thinking, oh, it's Ace Frehley. His voice is crap. He sounds terrible. He's old. Don't go in there thinking that go in there with an open mind, like Joe said, and you don't have to be an Ace Cult member to like this album. It's not against the law, so you can be an Ace hater still after this. But yeah, I'm like you. Give it a chance, guys. If you don't like it, I mean, you don't like it. But I promise you, if you're a fan of good rock and roll music, you should like this album.
Absolutely.
Joe, thank you so much for coming on, dude.
My pleasure, Steve. Thanks for having me.
We'll definitely have you back on again. And
cool.
yeah, guys, you see all the social media at X, or what it used to be Twitter, On the Fly, Instagram, On the Fly, and then TikTok. I need to probably change that. I think that's kind of confusing. But TikTok we're putting a lot of clips up there. If you want to follow us there to get little clips of the show. And then we've also done our TikTok is like a really taking care of the Final Score and On the Fly and Triple Threat podcast. We do a lot of old wrestling clips. We do some old sports clips. And we do like movie clips too that you'll probably enjoy. Getting a good response on TikTok. So we do the TikTok thing. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this week. Like I said, Joe, thank you, buddy, for coming on. Enjoyed it as always. And guys, just remember, you'll always be constantly cute in our eyes.
Oh, God. What a way to end.
Marty White, thank you, bud. Ashley Taylor, Borden, and Chris Odom, thank you, guys. You guys have a great week. And we'll see you next time on The Fly.